Actualizing therapy is a system which continuously emerges and expands a gestalt of techniques into a personal system of psychotherapy. Actualizing therapy is not just a random collection of what works, but rather an integration. I call this system creative synthesis. The basic theory is that of polarities. That is, a polarity is a continuum where emotional opposites are complementary, and so if you get angry, you will eventually experience love and warmth as well. And if you feel strength, you'll eventually feel weakness, and vice versa. Actualizing therapy brings these and other polarities together, focusing on the importance of rhythmic living. The process of therapy operates at 3 levels: thinking, feeling, and bodily response. In particular, actualizing therapy stresses working more at the body level than do many other therapies. Another important part of actualizing therapy builds on the well-known principle of other versus inner directedness. Many of us are other-directed. That is, we look to the outside for shoulds, have-tos, musts, and can'ts from authorities and other people we respect. Rather, we want to learn to become more inner-directed, which means we choose, we prefer, and eventually we integrate the polarities together and operate from a core center. This core is like Maslow's inner Supreme Court. From it, we know what we want, prefer, wish, and thereby choose. Kathy, I'm Dr. Shostrom, and we'll be spending some time together, so you feel free to call me F.
Okay, thank you.
Perhaps you'd like to just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself, and we can go from there.
Well, it's funny, my mind draws a blank. It's like there's nothing too terribly eventful, I suppose. The reason why I came into therapy is because I have a feeling of aloneness and a feeling of separateness, and I've been awfully lonely, but it's kind of hard to put it into words. My husband was killed about 6 months ago, and, no, excuse me, it was 8 months ago. And we had been separated for about 4 years before he was killed. And after he was killed, I realized that although we were separated, I needed him very much. He was my crutch, kind of, to face the world with. I kind of hid behind him. And now that he's gone, I don't have that safe situation.
Did this loneliness come up before
Yes.
the death of your husband?
Yeah,
So
it's been for a long time, but really prominent now. And I've been dating a little bit lately, and I'm really aware of how frightened I am of relationships.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel a little frightened of me right now, or how do you feel?
No, I don't feel frightened of you. And I didn't feel frightened of Dr. Rogers, but I feel a barrier. I do. I feel that we'll chat around for a while, and that's fine. But you're you and I'm me, and I don't feel a real bond there right now. I think that's part of my problem, is that I avoid that kind of feeling. I run away.
When you're with men, you tend to have this sort of barrier up most of the time, or with people in general, perhaps?
Mostly just with men.
With men.
Yeah, right. But I can't say it's just with men. I think it's with myself, too. I'm aware that there's a part of me that I'm not getting to.
Yeah, so there's 2 parts to this then. One, your side of the story and what you do to contribute to the barrier, and then the other person and what they contribute to it.
Yeah, really. And if I were to sit here and say, well, you know, I'm afraid of my relationships with men, you know, and all that, I could focus in on them and say, you know, they've got to do something, they've got to change their act, and everything will be fine. But that's not where it starts. I know it's with me, and that there's something that I'm preventing a relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can really focus in on them and say that they're the problem. I think the problem is with me.
It's really, it's really strange, really a dilemma here. Part of me wants to jump out and everyone to notice me and say, oh wow, what a nice person, whatever. And the other part of me just says, just pretend I'm part of the woodworking, don't even see me.
So you'd like to have contact with someone.
Yeah, but not too close.
But you don't want to take the risk to really reach out for it.
That's me, all right. I like to say I really don't need it. That's what I really want to say. I don't need your caring. I want you to think I don't want it. It's a real problem, isn't it?
Yes, it is. One of the thoughts which occurs to me, and I don't know whether you want to do this or not, but sometimes I've found that if you can stand up a little bit and really reach for me and ask me to care as easily and as comfortably as you like, that sometimes kind of helps break through things. You think you might want to do that?
I mean, we're not going to just sit here and talk about it?
Yeah, sometimes our bodies get kind of tight and tense.
Yeah.
And by standing up and listening up, sometimes we break through.
Yeah, it's so, I know the value of doing it, of experiencing things, and I, tell my patients, just do this, get with it. I wish we could tell somebody else to do it, but I'll go along with whatever.
You want to give it a try?
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Okay, let's just stand up.
I know I have to break through this feeling because it goes to this.
Okay, could you stand up right here and just look at me for a while, and just stand maybe with your knees bent a little bit, and just kind of see if you can look at me and kind of tell me what's happening with you.
I want to tell you to go away. I want to tell you to leave me alone. And I got my hands up.
Okay, could you stick those hands out?
Yes.
Go away.
Go away.
Again.
And leave me alone.
Stay with it now. Stay with it. You want to stamp your feet too? Now, I'm not going to get any closer to you than...
I know you're not going to push me. But I'm feeling something. I'm feeling anger. It feels good, to tell you the truth.
Do you want to give in to the anger a little more?
Yeah, I want to go with the feeling, whatever it is.
All right.
I know I'm not
Why
going
don't you sit right before the chair there and see if you can pound the chair and get the anger out, You know what I mean? Get on your knees and face the chair.
All right.
All right. Get down there. That's it.
On my knees?
That's it, on your knees.
All right.
And I'd like you to bring your hands up and keep your fists closed.
Like this?
Way up. And bring your hands way back. That's it. And whenever you're ready, when you've felt that tension really reach its maximum, just hit the chair and say, leave me alone, or don't hurt me, or whatever seems right for you.
Yeah, all right.
Breathe.
Oh, I feel so angry! I feel so goddamn angry! No! I'll break this goddamn chair! I don't want to feel anything! I don't want to feel anything!
But you are feeling a lot of anger.
I don't want to feel anything. I have that feeling like I have to walk through the valley of the shadow of death, or however that thing goes. I don't know how it goes. I have to walk through something, go through something. I know I have to do it. It's just that I fight it. I want to hang on to what I got, which is really nothing. It's just kind of like an existence.
But you didn't hang on for a moment. You really let go.
Yeah, I really let go. I really got into it.
And you seem a little more relaxed now that you've been able to kind of get some of that tension out. But that's only half.
I can still feel some tension.
Yes.
It's all across here.
Right across your back and neck? And
Yeah.
so forth? Could I work your neck a little bit over? To
Yes.
just
Work me over, huh?
Okay. You just, and if I hurt you, just let me know, okay?
All right.
That's
Oh,
it.
oh, oh,
Tell me what you're feeling.
oh.
Does that hurt, or does it feel good to relieve it?
Well, it feels good to relieve it, but it hurts a little bit on this side. Oh, it hurts.
That's it. See if you can give in to it. You
Oh,
have
that hurts.
your neck muscles are very tight and tense, which means that you have a lot of anger stored up there.
Nice girls don't get angry.
Ah.
Girls are polite.
You've been a nice girl most of your life?
Yeah, I think so. Well, kind of a nobody in a way. You know, I guess that's another word for a nice girl. Kind of.
Yeah, but a nobody then doesn't feel anything, kind of sits in dead center.
That's right. Oh, oh, oh. Gee, that feels good.
Kind of relieves it a little bit?
Yeah. That tension is gone. I can really feel when my body tenses up. Oh!
Tell me what you're feeling. Get in there.
I don't know.
Stay with it now.
For a minute there, I felt like that's
you
the
sit
first
up
time. All right.
After?
Oh, hello.
Hi. I'd like to sort of get a review of what you've been experiencing just now. So stay with what you are having.
It's the first time I've really let myself get really angry. Got really angry. I really felt that anger.
And was this painful, or was there some relief in this as well?
I didn't see it all the way through.
You didn't see it all the way through?
No, I just felt some anger. But I know there was a lot more there.
Yeah, it's like you get a lot of that stored up behind all that fear and all that inability to reach out. Is this whole pool full of anger. And until you kind of get in touch with that, at least that's my hypothesis, you're not going to be able to reach out.
You know, I wish that I could get past this point. I kind of want to go past it without going through it in a way.
You mentioned going through the valley of the shadow, and it seems to me that's an important concept, because that kind of means going through some pain. And you'd like to kind of take a free trip through.
Yeah, really.
With no pain.
I want to ride in an air-conditioned car or something. And yet, you know, I've been existing for a long time without feeling things. I can talk about them and I can analyze them and I feel a certain amount, but not really like, I don't let myself feel that vulnerable to just let this feeling come over me.
Yeah. You're very bright, it seems to me, and you're verbal and you can talk and so forth, but that somehow doesn't do much for you.
The babbling brook. It just runs on and on and on.
But I kind of had a feeling that when you got a little bit of the anger out, you feel a little more in touch with at least that part of yourself that you've been denying.
Yes. It's like I made myself go dead, in a way. And, you know, just refused to feel some of my feelings.
I think that's a very
saying that over again,
important metaphor, though, because I think I'd like to focus on that. The deadness is a refusal. It's sort of a closing up and saying...
and you know what? I used to feel like a victim. like I was victimized,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's true, you know, we are responsible for our own feelings, but other people can influence us, either good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes them somewhat responsible for us too, just as we are somewhat responsible for others in some way. Not
Mm-hmm.
entirely,
Mm-hmm.
but in some way. But now I lost my train of thought.
Well, but you were saying that people have an interpersonal relationship.
Oh,
and that,
yeah, right.
and that
right.
each one has a responsibility to the other one, but I'm wondering how much response ability you've shown to, if you've been sort of hiding in the corner and closing up.
That's where I've been. I'm kind of like, I used to have a fantasy of myself as a flower. I used to think I was a flower. And that, what I was a rose, but all I had was thorns and this little shriveled up bud.
Yeah.
And that I needed to have the right kind of people around me. That I had the wrong kind of people around me before who didn't appreciate me. So you need the right kind of people, so that's the fertilizer that makes you grow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I needed to you know, have to bloom or whatever. Okay, I've been trying to do this, but doing it on my own, where I don't have anybody else kind of getting too close to me or helping me open up.
That's kind of inconsistent, though, if I get the metaphor.
Well, but then I saw a card in a card shop,
Yeah.
and here's this not wilted out, this faded out flower.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just there, and it rains on the flower, and the flower still doesn't get any color. And then the sun comes out, and still nothing happens. And then a bumblebee comes along and pollinates the flower. And then the flower is the color is, the rose is red, and the leaves are green and vibrant, and the bumblebee goes away. And I thought, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've closed off to, and I need that interpersonal with other people, that interpersonal relationship kind of thing. The flower on the bottom, it says, one does not live by photosynthesis alone.
Mm-hmm. That's really
And
true.
that was, I thought that really applied to me.
Could we carry on the example a little more, just to see where we takes us?
What you got in mind?
What would the flower be like if it were to have more of a relationship with people?
What would I be like if I had more of a relationship with
Maybe you
people?
could close your eyes and have a fantasy about
Would be
that.
appreciated. That's right, because the flower needs someone to come along and smell it.
Well, could you just close your eyes for a moment and have a fantasy about being the rose, which is closed up, and just the thorns and so forth, and then just go ahead and tell me what happens. Just go with it.
I don't like it. What happens is someone comes and pulls the flower out of its roots, smells it, and then throws it away.
That's kind of what's been happening to your life so far. But let's say if you could have it any way you wanted to, how would it be? Could you close your eyes again and just have it any way you'd like it to be? Keep your eyes. What's happening?
Nothing.
See, I have a fantasy about what you're going through, and I don't know whether it's me or you, but
Tell me what's your fantasy.
when you talked about the bumblebee coming and stinging the flower, it just barely touched it. It just barely pollinated and then flew away. But there wasn't much of an interaction between.
Oh, I see. Well, there wasn't much, but see, it shows so clearly that the flower can't live by itself. It must have another relationship.
But in order to bloom, what happened?
In order to bloom?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think metaphors, if you carry them too far, they kind of lose themselves. But I keep feeling from what you've said so far is you're kind of sitting in a corner and closed up away from people, but you're wanting them to come to you. And it's okay for a bee to come and do a little pollinating and go ahead, but there isn't much interaction between the two of you. And you've got to take some risks in order for that to happen. Would you buy that or not?
I don't take many risks.
Yeah.
I live in a very safe, secure little world.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've been risking with me some today. How do you feel about that?
Okay, but it's kind of hard to tell. I was really surprised how angry I got. I mean, but I wasn't feeling angry at anyone. It was just this feeling of frustration and anger and whatever.
Yeah.
And I felt out of control.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt more down into myself, but I felt sad.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I felt good about it because I felt sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, underneath a lot of anger, of course, is a lot of hurt, and you have a lot of hurt inside of you.
I need to get rid of it. I need to get rid of that. I need to get rid of it. I need to go on with living.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to try a little further work on that?
All right. I told myself before I came today that I was just going to be open and try to just be open to whatever happens. So here I am. So.
Okay. Take your shoes off. Can you do that? I think I'll take my shoes off too. And stand right before the pillow there if you can. The wires all mixed up here.
Okay.
You know what I'd like you to do is, first of all, just look at me for a while and stand with your knees bent and just relax a little bit. That's it.
Like this?
That's right. That's just very good. Tell me
This
what
makes me want to shake.
Well, yeah, that's natural. Just give in to the shaking if you can. Because I want to see if we can have a relationship now. And go slowly and not any faster than you want to go. Okay? Yeah. What are you feeling toward me right now?
Nothing. No, I just feel, I'm wondering where this shaking's going to take me.
Shaking is a normal phenomenon, you know. Most of us don't think so. We think we should be controlled and always in charge of the situation. Now the shaking represents, I'm shaking too. Can you notice that?
Oh yeah, you're doing it too.
Yeah. So let's see if we can just shake together and see what happens. And
Okay.
You keep looking away from me for one thing. Are you
I keep thinking of jokes. That's
Jokes?
There's a song, you know, it goes, "Shake it up, baby," or something like that. I just feel so ridiculous.
Okay, now just let it shake up.
All right.
Okay, good.
Oh.
I think what I'll do for a moment is put the pillow aside because I want to do one other thing first.
All right.
Can you bend your knees a little further and turn your toes in a little bit? That's
Right.
it. Now bend over from the waistline and touch the floor with your hand while your knees are bent. Can you do that?
I have to unbutton my blouse here.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. That's it. Good. Now
Bend my
keep
knees.
the knees forward and your hands out there. Keep the weight on the balls of your feet. And then bring your knees back and see if you can get into that shaking. That's it. It's kind of wobbly, isn't it?
Yes.
That's it. That's it. Stay with the wobbliness if you want to.
Starting to feel angry, like I want to say no.
Okay.
No way.
Give into that. Say louder.
No.
Louder.
No. No. Oh.
So give into it. Louder.
No. No.
That's it. Go with it. Go with that. That's it. That's it. That's it. Now when you're ready, just start to give in and bend those knees all the way and go right to the floor very slowly. That's it. Slowly. Breathing deeply. That's it. Okay, you went down pretty fast that time. Could you do it once more and go down more slowly and feel your pain?
Oh, everyone wants me to feel the pain.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
But it's kind of a necessary part of living that maybe you've not really been willing to experience. Okay, try it once more.
All right.
Good. Bend over again. Knees forward. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Get into it now. That's it. That's it. That's it. Give into the tears. That's it. That's it. Tell me what you're feeling now.
Well, I don't know. It's
No,
kind of feeling like I'm not controlling the situation,
right.
which is good.
Uh-huh. That's what we want. Yeah, we'd like you to not control the situation. Now,
You know,
as you, go ahead.
What?
And as you go down now, I'd like you to go down very slowly this time and let those knees just collapse and feel the pain and lose the control. Let go of the control. There's a big difference between losing control and letting go of your control. Okay? See if you can do that. Breathing. That's it.
How do I go down?
Now just start to go down. Bend your knees very slowly. That's it.
Oh,
That's it. That's
oh,
it.
my legs
That's
hurt.
it. Feel it. Feel it.
Oh, my
That's it.
legs
That's it.
hurt.
Feel it. Feel it. That's all the way down. That's it. Good. Now just put your hands across the floor completely and just put your head down there and really just give into the elbows.
Me like this?
That's it. Feel the floor and feel the grounding of the floor and the comfort that comes with letting go of that control. Put your head on the floor. Tell me how that feels.
Well, it felt like I wasn't in control, and then I felt tired from always being in control.
Right.
Felt really tired.
Yeah, and so that's kind of the bad news of your system. Your system has been one of closing up and controlling, but you haven't gotten very much from it, right?
Right. I don't get any more bad stuff, though.
Bad stuff? You mean you don't get hurt?
Don't get hurt, yeah.
Right. You don't take any risk, but you don't get any hurt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Now,
See, and it's so stupid that that my whole life has to be based on the avoidance of getting hurt rather than taking in nice things, you
Yeah.
know.
Uh-huh.
But it's always have that caution.
Yeah. Okay, now I wonder if we can take it one step further. Are you willing to do that?
All right.
Okay, stand up again. And I think I'd like you to begin to go down again and feel that surrendering to your hurt, but also stay with that anger that you have and take this towel and kind of twist it as you go down. Can you do that? Spread your legs again.
And do what?
And start to go down like you did before and look at me and say, don't hurt me when you begin to twist the towel, but feel the pain and the anger and the surrender to me at the same
Well, I'll
time.
feel whatever comes up.
Right, whatever comes up, good.
Okay.
Look
Don't hurt me.
That's it.
Don't hurt me. Oh.
Don't hurt me.
Louder.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh, I don't want to go down.
That's it.
Don't hurt me.
If you can go down.
I don't want to go down. Don't hurt me. I don't want to be hurt.
I'm not going to hurt you, Kathy. But I want you to risk opening up.
I know. My legs hurt.
That's right. Eventually we have to go down.
All right, just go down like this.
That's it.
Oh. Don't hurt me.
That's it.
Don't hurt me.
Twist,
See, I was
keep
able to get away from it for a minute. I talked about it for a few minutes and it went away.
Yeah, it's easy to pull
That
away.
feeling went away. Yeah. Okay.
Start over again.
Oh, be here all day. Twist this way.
That's it.
There. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I want to go. Don't hurt me! Don't you ever hurt me! Don't hurt me! No, I won't let you hurt me. I won't let anyone hurt me. There.
See, I don't want to hurt you.
Oh, what am I going to do?
Well, you're almost there now. Are you aware of that?
Oh.
So you're giving in to...
Oh, be quiet.
Hmm?
I had so much anger.
I know you do.
I had so much anger.
It's okay. It's okay to give in to it and stamp it. But you have to give in to the anger as well as trust and feel. And feel
Maybe I
and
need
reach.
to feel more of the anger before I can feel the surrendering or whatever.
What helps best, jumping up and down or hitting the count? Hitting the do.
Well, when I jumped up and down, I really felt like I could really feel that, you know, I'm never going to be hurt again. I am not. I am not ever going to. I'll just be the screwed up person that carries this bag of hurt around. No, isn't that stupid?
No, it isn't stupid, but it's the only way you've been able to work it out now. And what we're trying to do is to see whether there's an alternative. If you can begin to feel the surrender along with the anger.
At the same time as the anger.
And then the next thing we can do reach.
But it'll be contrived, because I don't feel surrender now. It'll be contrived if I try to make myself feel surrendering.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Want to give some into more of the anger?
Well, I feel a heck of a lot better being angry.
Right. You notice your hands.
Can you notice it?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
See if you can enjoy your anger. You have some objection to being angry? Have you been taught that being angry is bad?
No, it's just that I was taught that way, but it was unsafe to be angry.
It's unsafe. You see, I think maybe it's also safe under the right circumstances.
Yeah, right. That's what I need to do, to learn how to stand up and be counted.
Yeah.
Because I have so many years of blending into the woodwork. And
Okay. Why don't you take that literally now and really stand up for your own rights and stamp that forward? Can you do that? I want to stand up.
I feel good going like this.
But feel it in your legs, because we want to get it down from your shoulders where all this anger has been down into your legs. And you know, to
Well,
do
will
that.
it go into my legs and
Yeah.
I'll be able to stand?
Right.
It has a...
Right. Put the towel
All
down.
right.
That's it.
All right, now just stop.
Stomp your feet. That's right. That's it. Say the words, whatever comes to your mind.
No! No!
How about I want to stand on my own 2 feet?
Yeah, I want to stand on my own 2 feet.
All right, say that and be.
I want to stand on my own 2 feet.
Yeah, loud.
These two right here, these are mine. I'm coming.
You're coming now.
Here I come.
I'm waiting for you.
That's right.
And that's it. I keep myself so, I never come forward. I mean, I'm there, but I mean, deep down inside, I don't come forward.
Yeah, you're the rose that stays close.
I stay closed up. Only the externals. So nobody will bug me. Oh, I like going like this. Oh, I wonder if I'll ever get past this. See, here I'm giving myself negative thoughts. I shouldn't
Very
do that.
important impasse for you now, but if we get through this, it's...
Okay. There. It's loud, isn't it? You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about that I'll do this just here and now. And that I'll go home and everything will be the same.
Yeah. Well, you probably have to do it again more and more. Just one therapy session doesn't do it, but on the other hand, it opens it up, and somehow I feel you're opening now.
You know, I think part of the fear with men is that I always had to let them do whatever they wanted to do with me. You know, like I could never talk back. It's always from a position of fear, you know, like placate the person, you know, and not say, hey, this is what I want. Because when I split up from my husband, I didn't say, hey, you know, you do this or you do that or whatever. I can't take any more. That's all. Like I have to keep taking. If I can get my thinking turned around, I mean, really deep down inside, that I have the right to say no, or I can...
Yeah, the other side of the coin is for you to say no and to risk reaching, rather than having the bumblebees come to you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I need to go out and explore a little bit instead of staying in one spot and having...
Yeah. So the question is whether you're ready to do that.
See, I go out. I mean, I have a very active life, but the inner part of me stays right there in that same spot.
Right.
So.
So the question is whether you're ready to reach for me and see whether you can trust me right now.
Well, I could try reaching for you and see how it feels.
Okay. Why don't you get a little closer to the pillow so you can go down again.
All right.
And as you go down, I want you to look at me. I want you to reach for me and feel your need. And say, please help me, or don't hurt me if you get afraid. Whatever comes up, put it into words. See if you can reach. And ask.
All right, like this?
And that's it.
How?
Just kind of open like that.
Okay. There. Please help me up. Please help me.
Go down.
Oh, please help me.
That's it. I want to help you. All the way down. Feel that pain.
I want someone to help me.
Yeah,
I want you to help me.
I'm going to help you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Let's go all the way down together. Stay with me. Stay with me.
I need help. Oh, oh, my leg.
That's it.
You know, it's not good for me to keep myself so lonely.
That's right. Why don't we sit up now and talk about said something very important. You said, it's not good for me to keep myself lonely, rather than saying other people don't come to me.
I think they would if I gave them a chance.
Yeah, but you got to risk.
Yeah. I mean, in my head, I know all that.
But how did you experience this?
Well, when we first started, I just wanted to be angry and I wanted to go away from here. And I didn't want you to get close to me. And then I felt better after I stopped. I really liked that.
Yeah.
I like standing there and saying, I'm here too.
Mm-hmm. So you have to give in to that first, to get away from the lonely position. And then when you get into
I never could have done that going down just without feelings. I have to fight it, see?
Right,
And I have to have permission to fight that and
right.
to do it in my own way.
Right. But then when you were able to get your anger out and to deal with it, then you were able to risk reaching for me. You know, it was hard for me to keep from reaching right away. Were you aware of that? Yeah. Did you know why I did that?
No, why did you do it?
Because I want you to learn to risk.
Well, however we talk about it, you know, the key is for me is to experience.
You know, I'd like to share with you a definition of love I heard recently. Love is the willingness to be the maximum of tenderness with the maximum of aggression.
How can you be aggressive and tender at the same time?
We just did.
Oh, I know. I think of aggressive in a negative kind of way, but aggression can be reaching out, going forth,
right.
kind of aggression.
Right.
There are those men in my life who would, I think, be kind to me and be good. But, see, I know if I do that, I'm just being passive. I mean, there have been some who've been very attentive, but it's like I'm just a passive recipient of it. And it doesn't work that way, you know, it doesn't work for me. I need to want that person just as much.
Yeah. You've got to make it a cooperative effort. And I know it takes a lot of fear and a lot of loss of control, a lot of anger to get it out, but it's worth it. I feel good about my session with Kathy. I felt it was a little bit difficult at first to establish a relationship with her, and I had to keep honoring her resistances. But then we got into the thinking, feeling, and bodily response or bioenergetic techniques rather well. I felt it necessary to first establish some personal history, and I felt the importance of understanding some of her parental background, her marriage, and so forth. And then this tended to reveal a pattern of contact without expressing herself and an unwillingness to reach out into the world. And so that became the focus of my experience with Kathy. So what I did then is to go through some exercises with her, the anger exercise of having her stand on her own 2 feet and to establish herself as a person. I had her bend over and give some feeling of, again, anger, but also she got into her vulnerability at that time. And then finally at the end, we did the exercise which tended to embrace these 2 aspects of her experience, where she could reach for her tenderness and at the same time be aggressive and assertive in her relationship with me. I felt the interview demonstrated my principles of actualizing therapy rather well, that anger, love, strength, and weakness seemed to be universal polarities that seemed to come up in most therapeutic sessions that they did with Kathy. In general, I think the interview went rather well, and I'm pleased with it.